Hey everybody. I'm on time for like the second night in a row. I think we should write it down. Because when I scheduled this like last night, I really was like didn't expect I was like watching on another stream and I was looking a little bit. I like dug into this all night and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna because I was like behind and everything. I really thought I was gonna be late, but I'm not. So hey Samara, Batty. The Watcher, yeah. Hey, Clancy. All right, so there's some new people in the chat, and you guys will see them. They're where I got a lot of this information, like watching their stream and listening to them talk. Um, Stephanie will be up here in a few, but if you guys remember when we were just live talking thing, we weren't like I was shocked that somebody would share the family's text messages, and I was like, oh my God, the grandma wanted those messages shared, like the messages about the landfill and how the baby was missing. I'm sure that anybody's in here or listening back will remember. Well, they didn't want them shared. I knew something was off with that. Like, so it turns out that this lady that shared them, which is Darkness Exposed, she actually like was involved in a scam, well, couple of scams, but the worst one for me was her child. She she like shaved her child's head, pretended that her kid had cancer. There was a GoFundMe. Um, she's like been involved in another like a bakery scam, which I have the proof of all of that. I'm gonna wait for Stephanie, but it's really, really, really bad. Hey, Julie. See, hey, Raquel, checking convictions. I think I said, hey, Hooker. So, and I saw all this. I was floored because Stephanie and I were like, whenever it all first happened, we were like, I mean, we did not, we were just like going over the case. We weren't even going over it. We were just letting people know what was going on. And somebody said to check this lady's community post. And I'm sure anybody that was in here will remember, we were like, you might want to look at the community post. We were like, no, there's no way those text messages are real. Like, well, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Like somebody in my chat called the police department and everything. Like, I was like, because we were all just floored. Well, they didn't even want them shared. And now it makes sense. Like the family did not want the text messages shared. So I was really thrown off by that. I'm just being honest. Hey, Andy. Hey, Wild. Hey, Mercedes. Let's see. Hey, Tess. Yeah, it's really bad. I actually have like the articles and everything to back up what I'm saying. And it's already out there. So I'm not doxing anybody or putting personal stuff out. It's all been out there. But this lady, like I have another page to run when she gets caught being the person that she is, because she should not be advocating for children when she literally ran a cancer scam on her own like 3-year-old daughter, right? But when she gets caught, she'll just shut her page down and then she'll pop up again and she'll get re-exposed. And, so it's hard to keep track of her. Well, it's a really crazy story. We could look at one of the articles while we wait for Stephanie. Let me grab that. Hold on. You guys know my wonderful reading skills, so just bear with me. I actually wear my glasses tonight, okay? So, okay, here we go. All right, let me click out of that. Okay, family accused of setting up fake fundraiser website. All right, Cobb County, Georgia, a Cobb County family of 3, which the grandma was in on it too, faces conspiracy charges after an online donation site was set up for a sick child who police say was not sick after all. A tight-knit online community says they are outraged after learning about the allegations. Some of them even tried to alert police nearly a year ago. Those who helped the Clausen family started realizing something wasn't right last summer after Joe Clausen raised money for a dying friend who apparently did not exist. When a GoFundMe account popped up for the Clausen's daughter, supposedly in dire straits at a local hospital, some sought out police. There were tons of red flags, and there were tons of people in the community who reached out just for the sake of her kids and people being taken advantage of, and nothing was done, said resident Sandra May. There were various things, stories that didn't seem to add up. Some did their own detective work, finding Clausen, her husband, and her mother had a checkered past of fraud claims and even arrest. When some openly questioned Clausen about her daughter, she sent him a doctor's letter with a number to his nurse that some found was actually her mother's cell phone, and the doctor long retired. When news of the GoFundMe account reached the elementary school where the Clausen's older son went, they sent school police to check out the story. The police ended up charging the family with conspiracy. A lot of people were left angry and worried. Those who legitimately need help won't get it. I think a lot of people are double checking and looking in and not donating as much, said resident Sandra May. I think this will put a bad taste in people's mouth where that money is actually going, said Jennifer Hicks, who helped the family. Records show both Clausen and her mother remain in jail. Clausen's husband has bonded out, but was not at home when Channel 2 Action News went to seek a comment. So that's like, I cannot believe it. Yeah, they're a whole family of fraud. Like the grandma was in on it. Can you imagine? Seriously, like, and then I was watching a live, which we're gonna just look at the chat in a second, right? I'm gonna wait for Stephanie for this part, but I was watching a live and somebody that everybody's assuming is the father came in and tried to say that this 3-year-old shaved their own head. I think is what they said, or cut their own hair. No, 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 not like that. Not like that. Yes, the whole family. Hey, Alex. Hey, what the foot? Good to see you. Hey, Juju Bones. Hey, Sammy Smith. I just couldn't even. Yeah, Tess, they should like get rid of something. Seriously, like if you're this big of a fraud or you use your child in this way, you definitely should not be allowed to have a channel. End of. I can't believe it. I was just honestly floored. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up in chat. It's good to see you, Julie. I was actually just thinking about you. Sharing this. Yes, right. Kimberly and hey, Lace with Lacey. Whenever those text messages, like my reaction and Stephanie's reaction, you could hear the shock in our voice. Or literally like, I thought they were fake. I could have sworn they were fake. You could knock me over when I figured out that they were not, they weren't fake. Like when I figured out that those messages were real, I was like, I just couldn't believe it. And now, no, they're like hurting everybody. I mean, if I was a family of any kind of like anything like that going on in my real life, any kind of crimes or potential crimes, I would never talk to a YouTube creator after all these grimy people keep doing this kind of stuff. I wouldn't. It's disgusting. No, she shouldn't be covering any cases. She really could have blown that case for sure. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm here. Yes, it's shameful. Yes, it's disgusting. I just, for me, it's like, I don't know. I don't really call out like a lot of stuff is like whatever. It's not really my place if I don't know the whole story. But I really did my research, and I knew people were going to say, "How do you know it's her?" Well, her Facebook. Hold on, let me get it. Her Facebook still like if you Google her name, her Facebook still comes back to like the Facebook that she has now, and it has the same emblem. Like it's definitely her for sure. I don't want anybody to like, I really made sure with all of this. So hold on, let me show you guys this while we're waiting for Stephanie. Hold on a second. I got to find it. Sorry, I have a million windows open so I don't forget to show anything. All right. Well, this was one of her old pages. That's a post about her that somebody sent me. Please be aware of Joe Clausen and her family are well-known fraudsters who have been jailed many times. They pretend to be sick or have been in accidents or have relatives or friends who have cancer. And there's a link. This was a screenshot, right? And then look, she had this old page, which is actually what I meant to share right now, but it's okay. This used to be like her page was called Missing or Moms for the Missing, and now she's like whenever she started, I'm guessing she's gonna shut down pretty soon because there's starting to be more people talking about this. But she'll just pop back up. Like you can't even like it's like playing whack-a-mole. Like you get one down and another one pops up. That's kind of what she does. Yes, AMD. It's that lady. Here, I'll show you guys. You guys are gonna know exactly. I just shared the text messages from her page. It's that Darkness Exposed page. Like we watched some of her videos and everything, which is why I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck? It's her. She messages from Quentin's grandma and all that the other day. Me and Stephanie were live. That's her. That it's her. Her real name's Joe. So yeah. Yes, if I wouldn't have been lying, I never would have shared the text. Like, what had happened? We were giving we were just talking about how he was missing, how it didn't look good. We were just a little nervous about it, and people were coming into my chat telling me like, "You need to look at this. You need to look at that." So I was already screen sharing, and I was like, "Oh my God!" So we started looking at it. I would have never shared those messages like if I hadn't been live when it was all happening. But it was kind of one of those situations like it just happened so fast, you know. Yeah, she doesn't like come in chats and stuff, but she has a live set up tonight. I'm like, what the fuck? Morbid Reality. I know a little bit about them, but The Glare, yes, I mean, The Glare, yeah, I kind of watch them sometimes. Why? What's up? Are they going to talk about this still? I think everybody should talk about this. Like just to make people aware, you know, that that's who this is. Yeah, you won't know her like by like that. Yes, it's the channel that literally put out the text messages that said all the stuff from the grandma, like that he was in the landfill and all of that. That is this channel. So, oh gosh, really? I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't mess with them. I don't. There's a lot of stuff out there about morbid reality that I'm not really comfortable going over because I don't know it. Like there's just a lot. But he used to be a channel called Misery. That's all I want to say about it. Not a good look. I mean, not. He's another one that I don't. I don't really want to talk. I don't. I can't tell the story right now. Is what I mean. I don't have it all in front of me. I'm sorry. Yeah, Nat. Yeah, Zimmerman. That or he used to go by Misery. Yeah, you can come too. I have somebody. Well, I have somebody that I co-host with. She's going to be up here in a little while. She's running a little bit late. Usually, I'm running late, so it's like a miracle that I'm on time. But you can come up if you want to. Anybody can. I'm going to show more stuff too. I'm just waiting for Stephanie. That way, I don't have to like go back over it because uh I just don't want to like tell the same thing twice. Like I have the live that she went on after she released those text messages, and I thought it would be interesting to go over that because she acts like she was like I don't know, like all the questions she was being asked, she couldn't answer them, but she would act like she was in a lot with the family. It would definitely be interesting to watch now that we know what we know. So I figured that we could watch that. I wanted to look at your chat from 2 nights ago when that person came in that we all think is the dad. There's a couple things that I want to look over. Hi,
Hi, how are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, good, good.
So yeah, oh, that's somebody else. Hey,
Hello.
hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Girl, I am so glad you're covering this. Like, I did not think people would start doing it, and I am so thankful that you guys are because it needs to be heard. She needs to be taken down.
Oh yeah, for sure. I felt like I needed to because of how everything played off on the live for one thing the other day, like where those text messages were shared and everything from her page. And I kind of shouted her page out because I always try to if I get something from somebody's page. So I felt like I needed to do it for that, but for two, it's just absolutely disgusting. So I wanted to talk about it anyways, but I felt like a responsibility to share it
Yes.
now since I had shouted her page out.
Yeah, that's the same thing that happened to I won't name him, but he did the same thing. He shouted her out, but not knowing the like everything behind it because like I messaged him. I have a Quentin group on Facebook that has like 15K members and she was trying to post and I was like, "Oh no, like I'm not about to I wouldn't do that in the first place unless I know." So I just screenshotted it and I declined it. And I was like, this isn't right. And then like another message came in where the brother said, please do not leak these. So I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And Dee Dee, I think you were having surgery, Dee Dee, but it's this lady that outed these text messages that really could have messed with the case. Well, the lady ends up that she actually tried to scam, saying her daughter had cancer when she didn't. That's the best way I can put it. I can give you a really good remedy later on. So yeah, I actually remember those messages, like seeing them afterwards, how it was like, please don't share this. And when I was listening to the live that she went on, I was like really I couldn't warm up to her at all. I just didn't like, I don't know what it was about her. I just didn't care for her.
Yes.
I didn't, it's like she couldn't answer any questions and I didn't think she should be up there answering any questions anyways. Like, it all gave me a really bad feeling. So, but this was shocking. Like I never expected to hear this about it.
Yeah. I mean, nobody knew like she had a channel before and Arctic Fox True Crime like helped her build her channel back up. He had no idea of this, cancer thing. So he's a really good creator and he was helping her and after she got to the point where she was able to get monetized, like she blocked him.
Oh my gosh,
And
really?
then he found out about the cancer stuff. So I found out about it because I did research like after I saw those messages and I'm like, no, there's no way in hell this lady should be out here fucking scamming, like conning people and
Mhm.
advocating. No,
Right,
that's
exactly.
bullshit. Oh,
'Cause
and
I'm
checking convictions as well. Like she screwed checking convictions over. She screwed so many people over.
Wow. Well, see, I'm not like normally a true crime channel. Like we'll talk about some true crime if it's a big case, but I'm just like an all around channel. And I'm just like a little channel. I'm not a big channel, but still there was like that live had like 1,500 views on it, and that's like, even if I went over and subbed to that channel because of my shouting them out, I felt terrible. I was like, I have to speak. My co-host and I were like, we have to say something. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah. Thank you, Gone Girl. Yeah, it
Truth
was
Seeker's
crazy.
in here. I was trying to look for Truth Seeker the other day because this person, Truth Seeker, knows a lot about her, and I'm glad that he's in the chat. Somebody said Arctic knew and thought she changed. Truth is truth. Arctic had no idea. Arctic did not know about the cancer and the GoFundMe, and I can
Thank
promise
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Arctic Fox, and thank you guys all for being here. Because I know, like, along the way, I'll probably have questions because I am kind of squirrely. Like, I don't normally cover, like I usually give myself more time to prepare, but I honestly was like, oh my god, we have to tell people about this. Like, I want anybody that I recommended them to go sub, please unsub. Like, she
Yes.
legit used her little 3-year-old for a cancer scam, shaved their head, and now they're blaming a child for cutting her own hair. Like, I have a 4-year-old. Okay, there's no way she's gonna shave her own or even get it like that much cut off without me. That doesn't even make sense. Like,
Isn't
Oh,
that kind of like what they did with Summer?
yes.
well,
Right?
yeah, but
They
I
claimed that
think
she
they
wanted it like that, you know?
yeah, I think that she probably I don't know. I don't want to say that for sure, but I think that she probably, might have had lice or something. But either way, yeah, they shaved her head, but at least they didn't say she had cancer. That's terrible.
Right.
Like that, then I can't even wrap my head around that. I'm still shaken by the whole thing, to be honest.
So I
Yeah.
want to make sure that I get this straight in my head here. As I'm not personally covering this case, but I know people who are. Um, And so I want to just let them know what I've learned here, if that's okay.
Yes, for sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So so this lady has a long criminal history, and because when I saw the title, I was like, okay, so wait, are the texts fake then? And so you're saying that the
No,
texts
they're
are
not
real, but
fake.
she's yeah.
They didn't want them outed, is what it is. The family
Okay.
went to her in confidence, and she outed them, and that's why the police felt like forced to come out and say something, obviously, because I mean, people were calling the police station left and right. Some were calling to let them know that there were these text messages, but I'm sure other people were calling like, is there truth to this? Like, they had to speak way before they were ready to. Usually, this part of the investigation, we don't see that part, like we know
Yeah, I
nothing
thought it
yet.
was really weird that they came out and said, "Hey, here's what we think happened.
My phone's
Here's who we
shutting
think
down. My phone's
who's."
shutting down, you guys. I will be back in a little bit.
Oh, okay,
Ah!
okay,
All
okay.
right.
All right, bye. Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So yeah, I thought it was really weird that they came out. I thought that we were going to get some, actual information, and they come out and they're basically like, "Okay, so here's what we think happened. Here's who we think did it, but there's no charges yet."
Yeah, well, that's because they had to speak. Okay, Stephanie, I have to rim you a little bit.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so late.
No, it's okay. I actually showed only one article so far and her old page, but a lot of the people in the chat are people that have had run-ins with the darkness exposed, or they were covering it too. Okay. There's a girl on panel, her phone just died, but she'll be back. But she's actually the video that I was telling you we need to watch the chat from the other day, like where the supposed everybody thinks it's the dad coming in under an alt, right? Saying like the kid had shaved their own head. So I know you're not going to hardly
Yes,
recognize. Yeah.
I
So
seen that. Okay. So wait, so that they don't know for sure that that's the dad?
well, no, but I mean, well, there was an account that there's a truth seeker in here, and they said that they're pretty sure, but they were very offended that they would be called the dad, and they were like giving kind of like inside information. That's why I want to watch it. I'm pretty sure it's the dad. He was like sticking up for the mom. No, who else is going to do that? You know what I mean? Like, not in this kind of case. You know what I mean? Like, faker.
Yes.
So we're going to watch that.
Okay, one more question. And
Mhm.
this has probably all been covered. I haven't seen anything up until now. But so is the dad affiliated with her YouTube channel at all? Like, does he go on panels? Anything like that?
I don't know. I was gonna ask them that. That's the one thing I couldn't figure out if he
'Cause I don't
actually,
know
because he was
anything.
involved in the crime. He is in
Yes.
charge in the crime, and so is the grandma.
Yes.
And I'm not sure about the social media aspect. I don't know if he helps with the videos. I was gonna ask them. That's the one thing I actually had written down to ask them, if he is also involved in the social media aspect. Because
Okay.
I couldn't figure that out.
Because
He
I just
has
thought
one.
it was
Okay,
so
thank you.
weird, and what you all have you've probably talked about all this, but I had never. This doesn't mean anything though, because I'm not a big true crime person like everybody else is, not to the point that everybody else is. I'd never heard about them, and boom, overnight, like everybody knew who they were, and they were the talk of the town. You know what I mean? I thought that was a little bit weird too.
Well,
The way
okay,
that came about,
I can answer you and Delta Girl at one time. Okay, Delta Girl and Stephanie. The reason that they became known overnight with this channel, because they've had previous channels, but this channel
Okay.
was because of the text messages. Remember the ones are like, oh my God, those can't be real, from between the grandma and somebody. That was between Darkness Exposed and the grandma, right? Quentin's grandma. But she was asked not to share those messages, but it blew her channel up, right? Like, being in the know of what the crime, and they had to come out and admit there was some
Okay.
truth and all of that. So,
Okay. So what I heard was that they came out of a group. So that didn't happen. The grandmother did text directly to her cell phone.
I don't know if
Right?
it was to her cell phone or probably she has a Facebook, but they were
But
to
it was
her.
directly to her.
From
And
what I
she
understand,
wasn't
yes.
supposed to leak it at all. And
Right,
she
yes.
directly leaked it. Okay.
It's kind of one of those things, like if you never watched true crime and you just had a terrible thing happen in your life, I could see myself just wanting somebody as an outsider to talk to and just be like, please don't say anything, but this is what the cops think. Now we're jaded as fuck over here. We know what it is, right? But if you don't know how all this
Absolutely.
works, like, because I really
Yes.
looked down on the grandma for like, I thought that she wanted that out there, and now I feel terrible for my
That's
judgment
the
on
way
her.
that's the way it was portrayed because, well, it wasn't necessarily portrayed that way, but it it was one or two things. Either the channel holder was going to look bad or the grandma was going to look bad. And the channel holder wasn't going to say something that didn't make the grandma look bad in the situation when it was between the two of them. You know what I mean?
But you
Yeah.
guys noticed how like the police got up like in the middle of the night to do a quick
Yes.
press conference like that. Like she could have hurt this case like in so many ways.
It
Just
it happened because of what they did. For sure.
yeah,
I'm totally convinced of
Oh
that.
yeah, they've never, because I even had someone in my chat who I said yes, please do, like that said I'm gonna just call the police station and let them know these text messages are out here because like
yes,
we didn't know what to. I mean, my chat was like there was only two chats going on, and the other one was stupid perplex QT, which ugh. And a lot of people came over here because they didn't want to watch her chat, and so all of us were just watching this unfold, like, and nobody was cheering those texts on. We were all shocked. We were like, what the fuck? So I know if my chat was doing it, by the time I wasn't live anymore, there was like 8 channels live about it, right?
Yes.
like
It,
10 to
yeah.
Life had it, like a
Mhm.
bunch of like, you know, bigger creators were speaking. I was like, oh my God, this is a fucking shit show.
Yes, yes, a total nightmare. Like it's got to be a nightmare for law enforcement because, like I said, you're I think, but neither one of you two are on panel. But I was telling Fueled up here, this is like the part of the investigation we normally don't see. We normally don't know anything right now. Like they're keeping all this hush hush normally, and
They
here
wanted to
we are. They
watch
had
her
to speak out.
more.
Yeah, right. Like it's so frustrating.
Mm.
It really is. It really is. And
Um.
I was so
hmm.
confused why I was like, why is this happening right now?
Yeah,
But
we were both like, what? We were both up here like,
now I know.
we were both like, oh my god, I cannot believe this. Delta, I don't. It was the darkness,
darkness
exposed.
exposed.
Yeah, yeah, she was the one. Hey, Willow. So I actually have like a video that now with what we know, I wanted to watch it. It's the panel that she went on after it was outed, like after the text messages were outed. It was like later on
Does
either so I want to watch it now that
is she saying
My
it was
mind
like
is
an
blown.
accident?
Seriously.
yeah
Like, I want to give a shout out to Murder Candy Podcast for reminding me. Because I didn't have the bell on your channel. And she was like, you've got to see this. And I came and looked and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even have the bell on.
yeah, I talked to her last night. Thank you. Yeah, she I told her like what I was gonna do, and I just I was telling her like I'm trying to do my homework. Like I stayed up really late watching all this stuff, trying to get timestamps and all that, just because like I said, I felt terrible that I shouted that lady's channel out. Like it's a learning lesson for me. Like I don't cover true crime, but next time I mean, I don't know how I could have done it differently because I was live and it like all played out in front of
Yeah.
me. Like, but if I could do it differently, I definitely want to. Those messages they should not have been shared like that. They just shouldn't have.
It's nobody's fault. And I know a lot of people feel bad, but it's like it happened and the only person that we have to blame is darkness exposed. You know, like nobody knew the depth of, oh yeah, don't, you know, speak about this, or nobody knew about it. So, you
No.
know, you guys can, I mean, like you said, lesson learned, but
Yeah,
it's
it
nobody's fault.
sucks.
And once she put that out there, it was gonna like go wild like it did. There was no putting the cat back in the bag after that.
Yeah, she tried to like in the middle because this is how early. Okay, we were talking about it before she even put those text messages on her thing that night, and we were all just like, we knew that the investigation was heating up. So we were talking about it from that standpoint, and everybody was like, you need to check darkness exposed community post. And then I went back to relook at it. She deleted her post, deleted her video, and then put her video back out. Like We were right in the middle of all of
After the
that.
cops made a statement.
She
It said that
wasn't.
she took the video down.
Yeah, she
Yeah, she made
did.
it private. She actually made it private.
Oh, of
And
course she went on Laura. I
yeah,
just saw the screen. Of course she went on
Mhm.
Laura's channel.
Mhm.
Oh my
Makes
gosh.
sense.
Chick, it wasn't. It was actually over on Facebook. Those is like I don't even know that. Like from reading the messages, they were just like I believe that they were just looking for somebody to, like, because they're in all these Facebook groups, and they probably just assumed it was somebody in a Facebook group. If you're not really familiar with how social media works, like you're kind of gonna probably like just open your mouth a little more than you should. Luckily, we're kind of jaded. It's kind of a good thing, but not everybody knows how all this works. And I kind of think that's what happened to this family. Like, I hope they learned a lesson, though, not to say stuff.
definitely during a time like this. I mean, and
Oh boy.
there's so many like the grandmother. I mean, to me, everybody in that house is at fault, but to go and they didn't know, like, okay, I'm going to trust this creator. I'm trying to get the story out there, but I don't think that they'll expose these messages. Like,
No, what
they trust us. Like, me as a true crime and advocate, like, we have families that reach out to us, and I would never, ever, ever, ever put anything out there, like, until Ellie has already said something, or yeah.
thank you so much for saying that, because literally these are my
Yes.
two thoughts right now. Okay, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I love you so much right now because this just happened to me. I am a brand new YouTuber. I'm brand new in true crime, but I'm
Aw.
operating from a place of responsibility and ethics. And I've told everybody on my channel that that's where I'm going to operate from. I love true crime. I love it, love it, love it. I don't think there's anything wrong with being obsessed with true crime, right?
Yeah,
But when you're reporting on it, you also have to consider, these are real people that you're dealing with. I've gone through tragedy in my family, and I wouldn't want that out there, the personal stuff, right? So
exactly.
I have
Like,
already gone all over YouTube and let it be known that, hey, I'm new, I'm here, here's who I am, here's what I'm about, and all that. And this girl right here, this perplexed, does not like that at all.
no,
She don't
you
like me
have
at all
to
already.
you have to have that trust with the families. You have
Exactly. So
to.
check out what happened. I already had somebody reach out to me on the Kylie Rodney case and clear up some things with me personally and confidentially, right? That answered a lot of questions on that case for me. I could have turned around because I recorded the phone conversation and I have the text messages because I'm in the state of Oklahoma. It's legal, totally legal to record your phone calls here in one party state. So just to, save my own ass if needed, I recorded the phone conversation and I had, of course I had the text messages and everything that they told me matched beautifully. It answered so many questions and I would love to put the information out there because it would really help people just like shut up about, things right now.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. I promise it wouldn't. It wouldn't. They
Well, it
were not going
probably
to shut up.
wouldn't.
But
Yeah,
I
I
know what
agree.
you're saying.
But
I
it
get what
would
you're
really
saying. Yeah.
answer some questions because for me, like it really answered some of my questions. And I'll just say it. It relieved my heart about Sammy and the girl code thing way better than I thought it would. I take back the things that I said. I really do. Just based on what I heard from, oh my God, I wish I could say something. But
No,
oh,
never
I
do.
know.
Ever. You don't ever want to because
I
then once you
know
break,
because like
these people that did that, they're never going to be trusted again. I've
exactly,
been told so
exactly.
many things like through my time on YouTube, I will never repeat.
I
They
wouldn't
won't even
either.
know I know.
So what
No,
I
ma'am. Yeah.
did was I reached out to law enforcement and I talked with the detective and I verified the information with the detective. Okay. At this point, I could move forward and release the information, but I'm not. I'm not going to feed into it.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
not
You
going to
don't
feed
ever.
into it.
Yeah. It's like
And
when
that
for
way,
me, like
my
there's so much.
credibility will build so that in the future, if somebody wants to come to me on a future case, they will know that I will keep it confidential.
exactly.
Right.
And they know they can
Exactly.
come to
Yeah.
me as a place where I'm going to handle things in a responsible, ethical manner. And so the comparison being as to why that person went to Perplex, because like attracts like, and I'm just going to say it like that.
Yeah, I saw the comment. Weirdly enough, when I was refreshing the post, I told you guys it was gone. I saw her people go and ask for an interview, and I was like, well, if she goes over there, then we know where her head's at. Like, not in a good place. Nobody reputable is going to go hop on Perplex panel like way premature. And I swear, like 10 minutes later, somebody was like, hey, they're on Perplex panel. I'm like, of course they are. Like,
Yeah.
God.
but we'll watch this really quick, and then
Yes.
just knowing what we know now, and then I'll show you guys a couple more articles that I have and stuff, just so that everybody coming in could see that who this lady is, because she should not be an advocate.
You guys,
Well,
I'm
there-
gonna actually hop off. I just wanted to say thank you because I was hoping more creators would do this. And we just need to keep going, and we need to keep bringing this awareness. So I just wanted to thank you guys. I never knew about your channel, so I subscribed. And for the other two, what are your guys' channels so I can subscribe?
Well, Stephanie's on mute. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yeah, mine's just Stephanie Brown.
Okay.
But I'm not going live right now, so
She just goes live over here a lot. We go live together.
Okay.
there's not much to see over there right now.
And
And-
I'm fueled by coffee and true crime.
Fueled by coffee and true crime. All right. Well, I'm going to sub to you guys, and I'm gonna get off. I just wanted to thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Last night I went live for the first time, and I don't know who put them up to it. I really don't. I don't get it at all. I don't understand it. I'm pretty upset today. But the Glarer and Morbid Reality, and I was totally freaking cool with Morbid Reality.
Hold on one second, and I'll tell you about. Hold on one second. I'll tell you a little bit about them. I wanted to thank her for coming up. I know her phone's been giving her a lot of problems. Thank you for coming up. And I'll share your channel in the chat. And I will, this will stay on public. So no problems there. It'll be out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Let's just keep let's keep bringing awareness towards her. Like a lot of people, I think it was Sleuth Mom. She's like, she already has her people. Like she's never going to be taken down. But I don't believe that. As long as we keep speaking up and exposing this fraud and this con artist, I believe that us together can make something happen.
Yeah, for sure. If she pops back up, or keeps going, I definitely will mention it from time to time because she does not need to be here.
No, families do not need to be hurt again. So thank you guys so much. And you guys I'm going to watch the rest, but I'm going to get off.
Well, thank you for coming up.
Thank
Have a good night.
you. You too.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Bye. Okay, so Morbid Reality, I don't want to get too much on it. I want to cover this right now, but I'll tell you a little bit. Morbid Reality used to have a channel called Misery. Not a great background here on the platform is all I really want to say publicly. And then
Misery?
Yes, Misery Box. Jim or Nam, however you want to say it. If you look his name up, Jim or Nam, you'll probably find a lot that would help you. I just don't want to go into it on this live because I'm trying to stick to just this, and just because also I don't want to fight with him, just I don't ever. But I would I would go on YouTube and just search his name up as Jim or Nam and Misery Box.
All right, I will do that.
You'll find a lot.
It was absolutely insane because I was cool with him. Like I supported what he was doing, and I like the glare. I like the ones that are calling out the tragedy pimps and hoes.
Yeah,
and I was all for that. And then they came on and crashed my very first live. I was doing so great.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened.
They kind of assumed that I was going to be like the other ones and said if I didn't, they were going to come after me. And I'm like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, I would definitely just like I said, just put it in the search bar, when you have some free time, Jim or Nam, Misery Box, and that will help you. Like it'll point you in the right direction. And maybe that you can get, because there's so much. I don't even know all the history, to be honest.
That is so random. Wow.
Yeah, it's very random. He has a new channel, a bigger. I guess throw in again. Okay, so this is after And if you need me to like put the names in the private chat that I just said, I definitely will for you so you can write them down. All right, this is as soon as those text messages were dropped, this person, somebody from Laura's camp went over to hers and said, Laura wants you to come on her panel and talk about the text messages. And I was like thinking, no way that that person will do that. But so here we go. So she did. I think this is when she went up. Yeah. All right. She went up right now.
And I was playing a video, and after we had gotten done reviewing that video, and I clicked out of it, and went back to just a normal screen, her message was up. If you already have a Facebook page up and you get a DM, then it'll pop it up without you actually having to go in and click on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened, and my eyes immediately gravitated toward the word landfill, and so I knew when I saw that, it was trash day, and the time that she'd called 911, and I knew that was going to be a possibility, and so I tried to grab it as quick as I could, brought it to my other screen, but I knew it was too late. I knew that people would have seen it by that. So I wanted to make sure that I got the information out, but I definitely should have waited until law enforcement and local media confirmed it.
So
Okay,
like
so
that's a
she
little
just really
late.
dropped that bomb that quickly. Wow.
Yeah, this was right when she went up there too. Let me make sure I'm almost positive Laura was just live. Yeah, okay, because I researched it late. So you can't ever like what do you get? Yeah, you can say that now, but you already like that's very frustrating to me.
But I even have the message from Grandma. She said that or Billy Joe, that she didn't, she sent it to me first because we have been communicating this entire time.
That's what I said. When I saw the message, I was like,
Because she thought she
I
wouldn't
don't find
share
it so odd that if
Sorry, what'd you say, Steph?
I think she probably, because they were communicating, she trusted her and thought she wouldn't share it. She shouldn't have trusted her, clearly, but she
Yeah.
did, and that's why she sent it to her first.
Yeah, and she knew damn well what she was doing. She's covered true crime for a long time under different pages. She's not new. She knew that by putting that out that everyone was going to start talking about her page and everyone was going to go over there and she was going to jump up on panels and come on now. That's not something that you take lightly. Like, oh, well, shouldn't have done that. A little too late. That could mess with this investigation. It's not something to be taken lightly.
And it damn well worked, too. So.
Yeah. Sadly, yeah.
they were friendly, and she was talking to her, that she would let her know.
Mhm.
I don't find that odd at all.
Yeah, because I was trying to, I have my own criminal background and my own criminal past, and so what I try to do is I try to use my experience and to now help others, and to say, get out of that mindset, get out of that toxic situation, because it's unfortunately with Billy Joe and Leilani, it looks like a common scenario of enabling and kind of sticking the head in the sand, is you don't want to really face what's happening until tragedy strikes.
Absolutely.
And it took me almost nearly 40 years to finally wake up. But
how did the grandmother, and that's good though that you finally got sober.
Oh yeah.
How did she know that Leilani didn't remember anything?
That I guess Leilani told her. She was high on drugs, and apparently she just had a wisdom tooth pulled.
What kind of drugs did she do?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, okay. So she was high on drugs at 7:00 in the morning?
Yeah.
Or did it happen at night and the boyfriend knew?
That I don't know. That's one thing I'm still waiting on.
Was the boyfriend on drugs?
He was using. Whether or not he was on drugs that particular day, I don't know. We do know that he left for work at 6 a.m. So with the babysitter getting the text at 5:30 from the boyfriend, from Danny, it does make me wonder, did this happen?
And I also think that it's incredibly irresponsible of Laura to be, I mean, I don't expect anything else from Perplexed ever, but like these questions don't need to be being answered yet. It frustrates me. There's no reason she did not need to be on the panel. Laura did not need to welcome her on the panel. None of that, in my opinion, because the investigation is so much more important than your fucking clicks and views. Like nothing is worth that. You can't get that back.
It is to Laura. She was the first person that went live about it too, by the way. That wasn't already live.
Wait.
Laura went live
Yeah, that's how. Okay,
directly.
wait a minute. Actually, that's how we started talking about it. I need to make a
Correct.
correction for anybody that is new to my chat that I was telling the story to earlier. The reason we started talking about it at all was because Laura went live with this title that said that he had been found in a landfill. And I was like, because we talked about it a little bit earlier that day, the case, right? And I was like, wait, what? What? And I was looking at news articles. I was looking for news articles, and I'm like, there's nothing, right? And then people came over and said, check Darkness Exposed. I had no idea who she was. And I was like, oh, damn, there are text messages on her thing. Those can't be real. Like, I even said, like, Laura needs to do some fact check, and I did not believe it. I forgot about that part. That's why Laura went live as soon as those text messages dropped, I think, like on Twitter or whatever, or in a group or wherever.
Yep.
In the middle of the night, and this was a whole ploy to cover it up, or was Leilani truly the only one who knew?
No, I agree with you. It blows my mind. Irish Badass says, yeah, Perplexed had your back the whole time. Darkness. I didn't believe it. The screenshots. I'm sorry for that.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, you guys don't know me from Adam, so.
And I kept saying, I'm telling you guys, this is real. I promise you, this is real. Like there's no way this is fake.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'm a mom of
Oh.
and so when I
know
work on these
exactly
cases,
what was going to come of this. You guys
Man,
don't know.
Laura's just asking for a lawsuit.
Oh man.
Right. I give mass props to the true crime channels that because the day that this happened, Stephanie and I both were almost in tears. I smoked a cigarette for the first time in forever because I vape. And Stephanie's like, "You're smoking a cigarette." I'm like, "I am." Because I love to talk about true crime, but I can't cover it. But I love channels that do it with integrity and they are able to hold it together and they're able to gather all the evidence. Like I give mass props to them because I was literally I almost cried. Stephanie got choked up earlier in the day. We're not true crimers over here. We are talking about this case because now I'm kind of like invested in it. Like I'll give updates is what I mean. But I give mass props to y'all that can do it all the time. Laura, though, is so irresponsible. She has no ethics. She actually got fired from a job for having no empathy. She can never put herself in somebody else's shoes. She never does what's right. Like, I can't. So that's why I don't give props to her. But to real true crimers, man, y'all are strong MRFers for real. Because I couldn't do it.
Especially the ongoing cases. Like I hope that more people that actually care would start doing it. But the problem is, I think when they get a taste of the money and the views, and it changes people over time. Because a lot of people start, a little different and then end up like MGO.
Yeah, like a lot of people start out only getting, a couple hundred views a video, and then they do a case that blows up, and boom, they get a taste of that, and it's like their head blows up. Like, I mean, yeah, Zapgirl, but look at Laura. She was getting 800, 900, 1,000 views, and now she's getting 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 views. Way more members, way more Patreons, and it does something to some people. And if you're going to be one of those people, true crime is not for you. Like, you have to be able to. You have to be responsible about it.
Well, Laura's views are way down. If you look at her videos, I went to her video page and somebody else did a little video on this, and her views are way, 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 way down. That's why
Well,
she jumped on this for the views.
mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
she'll
her
start
saying,
being
I guarantee this,
irresponsible.
I guarantee this. That is so ethically wrong to say.
Yeah, it's all of it's wrong. It's just like there's no reason. Like I just feel like nothing in the world. If I would not have been live at when that happened, I never would have shared those text messages. But if I was like an actual true crime channel and wanted a good reputation, there's no way I would have done any. Like, what are you doing? Like when?
MGL called one of the babies a cash cow.
Yes, called
Yeah.
Summer Wells a cash cow. Yep, she sure
Well,
did.
I promise you right now, you can save this quote and then come back to me in a year or two. You know, I plan to just, you know, kind of just slowly grow. I'm in this for a hobby, and that's it. I just like this. I like the social aspect of it. I'm gonna like do a lot of it over on Facebook because that's my home.
Yeah.
And because I like to collaborate with people, and you can't really like share stuff here, like files and photos and stuff. So I want to have like a page over there where people can do it, a little group,
Yeah, there is.
and
Yeah,
have
that's a good
people over there
idea.
with me where I
Um,
can continue chatting with them, you know, when
yeah,
not
they're
having
not.
to do lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah, her
And have
views.
more control over the content, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Laura's
And
views have been
moderate it better
down.
and make sure that everything is correct and delete anything that's wrong. You know, I'm going to really heavily moderate everything.
Hey,
And
Shell.
so
Hey, Shell.
that way everything's cool and above board, and, you know, do it right, do it nice and slow, and just be as careful as I can possibly be. I can't be perfect, but I can be careful.
Right.
And that's
Hold
the
on
only
one
thing
sec.
that we can at least strive for. But you can
Yeah.
come back to me in like a year and be like, hey, she's actually doing what she said she's going to do. And that's because I come from a medical background. We literally were taught integrity, we're taught ethics, we're taught HIPAA, we're taught all of that. So if you don't have that, you shouldn't be doing any of this.
Arctic. I think that you should definitely be able to make money if you want to. I think that everybody is good, like to make money. I think that if you put your time and your effort into being here, money is great. What I meant though is like, yeah, it's a lot of work. Like I only
Right,
go live like
but
once.
trying to jump on something like this just for clicks and views and money, that's where it becomes
It's your
crossing a
soul
line.
driving
Yes,
the
right,
thing that's
exactly.
If
driving
it comes
all
to
the
you
time.
organically and you build it slowly and you're doing all the right things, then you have earned it, and hell yeah, go for it. If that's what you're doing and you're earning it, yes, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I will
So
give props to Zav on this Chris Watts channel. The Chris Watts, the Chris Watts case. Say that 3 times fast. She had a big role in some information that, you know, was like sleuthed out in that case, and that was really good for her. She did a good job on that. But when they just go crazy with a lot of stuff and bring in a lot of irrelevant information that's just not helpful, and it's just so annoying. I don't want that. I can't
yeah,
even be
that
around
girl
that.
sold out like a while ago. She has little like deceased and missing children for stickers now, you know, on her memberships. And
Yeah.
she admitted on Queen Bees that she's literally just here for the money now, which is sad because I think she was in the right place at the beginning. But anyway, I'm gonna push play, or I
Yes.
forgot about this. Okay, I'm gonna push play.
I put my whole heart into it, and I've never been this attached to a missing child case as I have with Quentin. I don't know what it was, if it was just the fact that he's, you know, he went missing in Georgia, and here I'm in Georgia, and just everything, you know, with the drug use and everything, it all culminated, and really, he captured my heart, and he'll always be engraved on my heart.
Honestly, everybody's got that one case.
Yeah.
That one case, everybody's had that one case. So it doesn't surprise me. But I can tell you, just try not to get attached to cases. If you're going to go for true crime, that's what I tell everybody. Don't lose your mind.
Oh, yes.
Why did she say why the boyfriend left at all?
That the only thing that I have kind of figured out from just some friends of Danny's is that he, and of course this is all alleged, I don't know if this is factual or not because we have not heard it from law enforcement, that he passed his polygraph and that his cell phone was returned to him. And at that point, he booked it up to near Atlanta.
And he took the baby?
No, and so the baby is Sky Jolyn, and the older brother is Zane. And they are with family in a safe family home in an undisclosed location, but it is in Savannah.
Okay. And what made the boyfriend leave?
Suspicions about Leilani, that he was getting suspicious as well.
That's wild. I just don't see how he didn't know. I really don't.
I know, me either. And especially if he really saw him in the playpen at 6 o'clock, when he left for work. Because I asked Billy Joe, I said, what, just thinking of devil's advocate, let's try and think if this was an accident and then she just did something to try and cover it up. And so I asked, what door was it that was left open? And she said the back door, and that she thought it was the back door. She just didn't know for sure. And with everything that they were doing in the pool, I thought, hey, it might be an accident that maybe she's just trying to cover up.
Yeah.
But
I can't. Now I'm a mom of 3, and now they're 14, 17, and 17.
Oh.
I just cannot imagine throwing a 2-year-old into a garbage bag.
Me either.
I just can't. Like,
oh, pause, please.
I'm a former addict.
Yeah, but even
she can't imagine that. Well, okay, I have a clip of her just last week on Queen Bee saying that if, and this is again speaking about the Calarati case, that if her kid was out there and saw some other kid go into the water, she'd tell her kid to keep his mouth shut too.
Yeah, she does say stuff like that. That's why it's always funny when she tries to play the moral police. I know, it's always nice to hear this. It's interesting that this lady is not okay. So she's told everybody that she is a recovering addict. She used to be on drugs, all that stuff, but she's never mentioning the actual. That was kind of the part that I wanted to listen for. She never tells about her big past that actually matters, about all these scams, and the one about her daughter. The big one is for me is about the daughter. She never talks about that.
And everything's allegedly. There's no proof in any of this.
Right, as there shouldn't be, because it's like a brand new. I can't believe that Laura even did this. Like, it's just so irresponsible. Sometimes it's not most important to be first to break something. Like, especially this could really fuck that case up. I can't get over it. This is why I'm not a good true crimer. Okay, I'm gonna push play.
Even going back to my addict mindset, or trying to, I still couldn't. I mean, when I was blitzed out on Xanax, there's things that I did that I don't remember, but nothing like this. And
way harder drugs than Xanax, and I still could not even fathom. Like,
yeah,
I still could not even fathom it. Just putting a baby into a trash bag and throwing it out with the garbage.
Yes,
that baby came from you. That is your child.
Yeah.
You gave birth to this baby. This baby didn't ask to come in the world.
Right.
You baby, exactly. I've never done enough drugs for that. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Hey, Care, you have a child that you could have given to the babysitter. Like, if the child was bothering you or annoying you, so give it to the babysitter. Like, it's not even like you had to keep them.
Right.
That's why it just doesn't make any sense to me.
And there was actually there is a screenshot in one of the Facebook groups that Leilani's grandmother, so the Crocker children that were found buried in the backyard, and they had been kept in cages in the house.
Okay.
The news interview for that case interviews Leilani's grandmother, Billy Joe's mom.
I heard about this. Okay.
Yeah. And that she was just a neighbor. And she even said, if you don't want the kids, give them to somebody who does. I can't remember exactly what word she used, but it's kind of chilling now of, wow, Leilani should have.
She sounds so familiar to me.
To that,
I don't know.
What
I don't
were her channels before? Do you know?
Hold on. Yes, let me pull this one up that I just had. Moms for the Missing. It's none that I've ever heard of. Moms for the Missing, and I don't know the other one. That was the screenshot that I was sent, but maybe it's just her accent is kind of familiar, around here.
Yeah.
It's very telling. Sitting up there, I have never. But you literally shaved your own kid's head and I pretended they had cancer. Like, there doesn't get much lower than that besides murder,
money,
in my
right?
opinion. Yes, for the GoFundMe scam and all that. So yeah, and I'm gonna show another news article that I found after we watched this video.
Did the GoFundMe get reported? Because
I do believe everybody was paid
money
back. Yeah, okay. I believe that everybody got paid back from what I could gather. That's the only other question I have. Yeah, GoFundMe. GoFundMe. Yeah, they will. Because it got they got arrested because it went to the school, it got to the school or whatever, where they wanted help. And so the school sent them out because the stories were changing. And then the police went out there and they arrested the mom, the grandma, and the dad. So, yeah, we'll look at all that after this.
Okay, good, because I want to see what they got arrested for. If they got arrested for scamming or abuse or what.
Yeah. Well, we only need to listen to a few more minutes of this. My point's already been made that she did not ever. She talked about all these times she did drugs. And, I think that maybe that's where she's going to say, I wanted to tell you I had a past, because I know somebody else she talked to. I'm going to let them remain anonymous before. And she was telling them, well, I do have a little bit of a past. And when they said, like, what's your past? What have you, what are your charges? And she, I do believe, said bounce check. So she'll kind of allude that she has a past. She'll really big downplay it. And then she can say, well, I told you I had a past, kind of thing. Yeah, checking.
That's a little bit different because of the position that she's putting herself in now, and you have used the internet to blatantly scam people in the past. Like, that could come up again in the future when your job now is on the internet.
Wow. Yeah, I know exactly, Bex. Right.
Did you see on I just want to say this real quick. 10 to Life did a video, right? And she said that the door on the back, like the Ring door camera or whatever, was open from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.
That is accurate. It was 2 to 5.
I did not know that.
The back door to the pool, and that's why, that is where that came from.
Yeah, so that's probably why they're dragging the pool, but we don't need, I'll share this live. I really wouldn't recommend, there's nothing, I just wanted to show you guys that she was not honest. She did what she did to every other person. I talked to somebody who used to talk to her a lot, and she wanted to tell, was it bouncing checks or drugs? Because I know also on Drama Divides last night, she used to talk to her, and she was going to start a channel with her. She wasn't honest with her either. So here's the page. Here's her old page.
A Ring doorbell thing. It was the door. Oh gosh, the alarm thing.
Oh, yes. Mine will do that. Yeah. If you leave it open, it says alert, your door's been left open. Yeah, it
was that thing.
That makes sense.
Annie covered that. She's really good. She's pretty good. I think she's pretty good at checking stuff.
Well, that theory that she had is definitely plausible, taking that into consideration that the door was left open for hours.
All right, there's one of her old pages, the Moms for the Missing. Okay, and then we're gonna read this article. It's gonna let me.
That thing, you just scan it and it takes you to their Cash App to donate?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really new to Cash App. I just got one.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I guess it's like a thing, but it says mom admits to faking child's illness to collect donations. Marriott, Georgia. A Marriott woman will serve a year in jail after admitting to faking her daughter's illness to steal money through the GoFundMe site. News outlets report 36-year-old Joanne Clausen, pleaded guilty Friday to first-degree forgery, identity theft, false swearing, and conspiracy to commit theft by deception. Prosecutors say staff at the child's school became concerned in March 2015 when the girl missed several days. The family said the child was hospitalized with life-threatening heart condition, but officials suspected fraud after discovering a GoFundMe page designed to raise money for the child. When authorities visited the Clausen home, the girl ran to the door, appearing to be in perfect health. So I thought that was really interesting. When they went to check on the kids, the girl ran to the door, okay? Prosecutors say Clausen even forged a note by a real physician claiming to be treating the child, but the physician was retired. We learned that in a different article, but yeah, so she, the school was alarmed. The kid hadn't been at school. They went to check on the kid, and they knew about the GoFundMe page, and the kid ran to the door. Like, after they said that she was in the hospital.
Year in jail. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, only a year. And so what all she got charged with, just so that I could say it a little slower, is pled guilty to first degree forgery, identity fraud, false swearing, and conspiracy to commit theft by deception.
And you know what that means? That is a conviction related to what's called moral turpitude. And she would never, ever be allowed to testify in a court of law to anything, ever.
Wow.
Ever.
It's
I worked
crazy.
at a law firm for 6 years, and I had to help with depositions, and I ran the background checks. And if anybody had any of those on their background, they were kind of like, bye.
Never, yeah, they weren't trustworthy. So, there was also a scam that involved a bakery that I heard a lot about, but I thought I had a screenshot of it, but I guess I don't. But she had offered, she had ran a local bakery. There was like 30 families or something that were out of money in California. So she has a long past. Like this isn't new for her. She's definitely got a past with this. Might be in this article. Let me read this real quick.
Yeah, I don't think that's something you think up the first time that you scam. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you've done that other
Yeah.
things to build up to something like that.
Here's one more article. It kind of says the same things, but it does have a little bit of different information in it. So if it's repetitive, I'm sorry, but it just has a little bit of new information. So this one says the East Cobb mother suspected of setting up a fraudulent GoFundMe account for her not actually sick daughter has had previous run-ins with fake fundraisers, according to a report. WSB TV says that Joe Clausen started a GoFundMe campaign for a dying friend last summer, but some members of the community investigated and discovered Clausen's so-called friend didn't exist. Clausen's new fundraiser, claiming to need money for her gravely ill daughter, raised eyebrows among those who remembered the first fundraiser. Some of them even
She had another
contacted police.
GoFundMe one.
Yes, for a friend that wasn't real. So
Wow.
more digging by community members revealed that Clausen, her husband James, and her mom Patty Ann, I'm not even attempting that, were no strangers to the law, according to WSB TV. The Clausens, I'm not going to try it, and her mom have been accused of fraud in the past and have spent time behind bars. Cobb County Schools police were called out to the Clausen home after word of the GoFundMe campaign reached her son's elementary school. Investigators discovered that the child was in fact healthy. Cobb County jail records show that Clausen and her mother all face, I'm just going to say that differently. Cobb County jail records show the mom, the grandma, and the dad all face felony conspiracy charges. Joe is also charged with felony theft by deception, while James faces additional charge of misdemeanor obstruction of the law of an enforcement officer. Jesus Christ, I can't even talk. So that they
When
all
was
have a little bit. It's 2015.
Conspiracy. She must have not have got charged for the conspiracy because that would have been more than a year.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
yeah. Well, I think she got like 10 years probation though, from what I was told privately.
Oh shit. Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah, like
So
she got
both-
10 to serve 1, the rest on paper. Sorry.
Both GoFundMes were lying about somebody having cancer, pretty much being gravely ill. So
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah, both were. One was for a sick friend that didn't exist, and the other one.
one
So
was for their
yeah,
own child.
like okay, so say you get like a truancy officer that's going to pop up, right? Because your kid hasn't been to school for a while, they're going to pop up, and you're going to say, "Oh, she's in the hospital for a heart condition," which she doesn't have, right? And then whenever you're saying that, they run down the stairs. Hi, like you're fucking busted. What an idiot.
How could even how would that not happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
It must have not have thought it through, right?
No, because I'm telling you what, if my kid can narc me out about anything, like especially my 4-year-old, they're doing it. Like,
Yes,
say
kids
like,
are the most honest creatures on earth. Like
right.
they're gonna be like, "You're fat.
Yes, chick.
Your hair
Right. Like,
looks weird." You know, like
right. So, like say like Victoria and I are going to go to the doctor, and on the way home we're I'm just going to stop and have like a little play date at McDonald's with her. She is going to come home and say, "Mom took me to McDonald's, but she didn't get you any," or "Mom
yes,
got me a toy, and she told me not to tell you." Like the other
yes. Even if
day,
you're like, please don't
yeah,
say it because they're gonna get upset. And nope, that's not happening.
yes.
Ever.
Here they do Little Miss Shut the Fuck Up. They definitely have truancy officers here, and my kids' school, especially after COVID, they've ramped them up all through the county.
It
So
depends on the
yeah,
state, I think, but most states do.
yeah. And so, I mean, just the other day, Victoria got a new like little journal and a pen because she was with me, and I'm like, just don't tell everybody. She literally came home, told Aubrey, "I have something important to tell you." And I hear Aubrey, "That's not fair." I'm like, oh no. She ran in there and she lied to her and told her she got stickers too. She didn't get stickers, but she added that, like, narked me out, added something. Then I had to go get Aubrey something. Like,
Should
kids
make
are
it
not,
better.
yes, kids are not keeping no secrets. Okay. If
No.
you 3, 4, even 5, 6 year olds, I mean, even my almost 13-year-olds, if I tell them, hey, don't mention this, they're probably going to be like, "Mom said not to mention this," but like, it's just how it's going to
Then
happen.
on top of that, put a person in an authority position. It takes anybody in authority position. Most time, kids are gonna be like, "Yep, telling you the truth automatically." But it was never gonna work.
No, that's the stupidest plan I've ever heard of. Hold on.
Probably the money just sounded good in the moment, and then they'll deal with the rest later.
Yeah, and then dad was the one that was left there to deal with it. Dads are not the brightest, so I mean, I'm glad they got busted, but
No,
it's
right.
just like, yeah, it's not the smartest idea. And I'll link this article for you guys in the chat. Here you guys go. Here's the article for you guys that want to read it. And I wouldn't give that person any more views. I can't tell you not to click on somebody's channel, but she does not need to be advocating for children ever in her life. Okay, so that's how I feel about it. That's I don't know. There's not a lot more to say from me about it. I just think that I don't know. This is a really dark thing for me. Like
And-
faking.
And then on top of that, you add that everybody is so worried about this case and for her YouTube channel, for views, clicks, whatever, she's willing to jeopardize potentially a case that they had to come out and say, well, our number one suspect is the mom, but she's still not arrested. They still don't have enough to arrest her right now.
No. I was going to show you guys this.
Like, they could have looked for his body in the meantime, like they are anyways, but without it being so damn public.
It's terrible. It really is. Like, it sucks. And it's thanks to her. Like, that just screams,
I hope the views are
clout. Right. Well, there will be until she shuts her channel down when people start talking about this. So it won't even be worth it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's doing all that so that eventually she's going to shut her channel down because that's what she always does.
And then what about the next case? Those views, that little second of boost you got is going to go away as soon as you move on to the next case.
Yeah.
Greed.
Okay, so wedding picture fraud too. Okay, wow, I didn't know about that one. Checking convictions, thank you. I don't know anything else. If you guys know anything else that I haven't mentioned, please feel free to mention in the chat. Like I said, I'm new to this. I just felt a sense of responsibility since I direct people to go to her channel. I felt a great sense of responsibility to say this out loud to you guys. If I could have went live at like 1 a.m. last night, I would have, because I just felt terrible.
I was on all night.
Yeah. I stayed on and like research for this. So yeah. Oh wait, murder. What was I thinking of the bakery then? I think I did hear about that, but I had it written down wrong. Okay, wasn't there some bakery scam too, or was that the photography scam?
So
Maybe I'm wrong.
So she posed to be a family wedding photographer, and then when it came down to it, she really wasn't, and she was just taking their money, pretty much.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yes,
Well,
exactly.
I heard from a reputable source, actually, that she had prostitution in her background.
I have no idea about that. I didn't run a background check or anything like that on her. I don't do
Hey,
that
Betty.
stuff. I mean, I probably would
I
for this
actually,
girl, but
I could get a
I
little
just
more
haven't.
information on it. But
Yeah, wouldn't I
yeah,
mean
I
I
talked
don't
with the
know.
person who actually ran the background check, and they mentioned that.
Yeah, I haven't done any of that. I don't normally do that stuff. I don't even have one of those sites where you run background checks because, like I said, I don't normally do
me either.
true crime. But okay, so there was this account that came in. The other girl that was on panel, okay, she has a channel too, which I'll share with you guys. And this person named REM Sleep came in when they were outing this, REM Sleep, whatever. And they came in and they were like kind of trying to downplay all of it. And everybody's um guessing that it was probably the husband under an alt account, but he was like downplaying it. And at one point he said the daughter had cut her own hair. I'm trying to find it. Let me look for that real quick. Hold on. I don't know where it's at, but here's the live. What?
Murder Candy Podcast. What's a link?
Oh yeah, of course. Hold on a second. Here we go. And make sure you guys sub up to this channel because I think they are. She actually runs one of the groups for Quentin, right? Over there.
Hey.
I think this is more her thing. Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to stay up here long because my fall is messing with my sinuses. And so I sound kind of horrible. But so the first thing is there's some people that are in this chat who we were all kind of like in a group when this girl made friends with us, like all at the same time. And I did find out about it first, about her background first. I think I'm the first one that found out. And I did not reach out to the other people to tell them because this girl, which her Joe Clausen, she had told me that they all didn't want to talk to me because they thought that I was friends with Jim Terry, but it come to find out it was her who had been friends with Jim Terry and had accepted $500 from him.
Oh wow! So she's friends with Jim Terry, the private eye.
She had him on her channel, yeah.
Oh my god!
To dox Sleuth Mom. So there's some people in the chat who I hold pretty dear to my heart in the true crime community, and I really did want to reach out and be like, hey, this person is a really bad person, fake their child having cancer. But I didn't because I didn't know the kind of response I was going to get from people. Okay. But this is the most disturbing thing about it that I want everybody to hear. Her daughter, the one that she faked the cancer with, her name is Sophie. It's in the article. That little girl is currently living with her now. And
that is crazy.
No, it gets worse. Listen, during the 2-month period that I spoke to her, and some of the other people down here in chat might know this too, she's still saying that little girl is sick with all these different illnesses and taking her to and from hospitals and doctors, supposedly.
Oh my god.
When I shared with her about my son having the childhood intestinal failure and the Chait tubes and stuff in his stomach, and he had a a tumor on his pituitary gland. She came back and told me that Sophie, her daughter, had the exact same thing. And so she knew what I was going through every 2 hours, changing and flushing out the tubes. So
Wow.
she's
That
still claiming the child is sick. She still has that child in her care. I guess she got out of prison and somehow got the kids back, and she doesn't need to have those kids.
No, you would think after Munchausen, like I was telling people, there's a case called the Kathy Bush case that is a very similar to this. The mom had a background in medicine, and she made her daughter sick. And as soon as the daughter went to foster care, she instantly just got better, like right away. And the daughter's actually older now. She doesn't have a lot of memories of it, and she wants to forgive her mom, or last I heard. But this case reminds me a lot of that one where she shaved the girl's head. She had, I mean, she got laws changed and stuff, so it was kind of on a bigger scale, but still, it doesn't, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same basis, right? And that family was not allowed around that kid at all until she turned 18, ever. None of
See,
them.
I don't understand
Hey,
why
Rachel.
so she tells us that Sophie is with her.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a video. I've never seen a picture, but she told all of us that Sophie is in their care, and she would constantly be telling us, she would even end lives pretending like she had to run Sophie to the emergency room. So there's something still going on in that household with this child.
Well, okay, so if you missed Drama Divides last night,
No,
hold
I
on.
ended up catching some of it.
Okay, well,
Oh my God, I'm getting sick, you
it's
guys.
a,
I'm
you sound
pissed.
bad.
Well, it's the
I,
fall weather, and it's just been getting worse like over the day, you know, and I don't want to be sick because I want to be doing videos right now. And I'm kind of mad.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. For sure, you won't be able to. But
Poor thing.
so Drama Divides. Make sure you're like laying around. Don't let it fester and get worse. My husband did that, and he kept working. Now he has bronchitis. They thought he had COVID, but he has a really bad bronchitis, and now he has to be out for a week. So, or like they
Yeah.
said, come back, and they want to come back in 2 days, but he's probably not going to get to go back in 2 days. And I misunderstood and thought he was only going to be home 2 days, and I was kind of glad. I was like, oh, 2 days, that ain't bad. But like like a whole week with your husband home is kind of like, oh. So take care of yourself. I love him, but when he goes to work, it's like I can get my stuff done. But anyway, so she had told Drama Divide that she was going to meet up with her, and she would send her pictures of her kid, and she said like that they had a kid, I guess like the same age or close to the same age, and all of this stuff. Like, so she is sending pictures like she still has that child right now.
Oh, okay. And I know Drama. Okay, so I know Drama Divide. She's on my Facebook page, so I know exactly who she is. And so, yeah, so she would be, like if she's saying that, then it's probably true. But I know there's some people in the chat that she definitely would tell all of us. And this is recent now. This is just a few months ago that I ended up blocking her. So she would tell us that, yeah, that she had Sophie and that Sophie has a lot of medical problems. I was so upset when I found all this out because I thought, excuse my language, but I was like, you bitch. My child has suffered his entire life and been through 13 surgeries. I would give anything for him to be healthy. I would give my own life if he could be healthy. And here you are pretending your child is sick, shaving your child's head, giving your child stuff to make him look paler than normal. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's I was actually going to show you guys I can't show you the American there's like an American Justice episode on the Kathy Bush stuff, but I was going to show you there's like a video from like a littler YouTuber that I was going to show you guys the case to show you the similarities of it all. I couldn't believe it that how similar this was.
If they wouldn't have caught her, it could have turned into a Gypsy Blanchard case.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's like the worst case scenario, but that is what it'll turn into eventually. Because this lady got laws changed and everything. Here, we'll watch it. It's only 10 minutes long, so it's not like really long. It just was reminding me a lot of this case.
Okay, well, I just came up here to tell you that I'm gonna hop down because I'm gonna keep coughing. So I'm
Well,
gonna hop
thank you for
down. All
coming
that.
up.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that warning, let you guys know that if either she still has that kid or she's still pretending the kid is sick, one or the other.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well,
Oh,
that's what I heard Jama Divide say last night too. We're not on like good terms, but I was watching from the bushes. I don't like hate her or anything, but I was like just shocked. And
yeah.
I even checked like 4 times, like, is this the same person that I was promoting? And it was. I was mortified, totally
Oh,
mortified.
did you
So
tell Fueled by Coffee? Fueled by Coffee. Guess who interviewed this girl on her channel the
yeah,
night that
yeah, I showed
per
it.
perplexed? Yeah. Okay. Just checking. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Bye,
I hope you
guys.
feel better.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye, honey.
Yes, Tess, we're gonna watch this. It was there's a lot of similarities, and this is what it's very common. It's not as uncommon as what people think it is. Munchausen by proxy, and by proxy, there because there's also Munchausen where you make yourself sick, but the by proxy is the part that is somebody else. But this girl is grown up now. She passed away or anything, so luckily she survived. But I was gonna show you guys this real quick.
When Jennifer Bush was born in 1985, her mother, Kathy, called her a dream child. Kathy and her husband had already had 2 boys, and she was finally having a daughter. And she was so happy about that. At first, she seemed perfectly happy and healthy, normal kid. But before too long, she began seeing the pediatrician with one illness after another. Respiratory problems, ear infections, diarrhea. Her health seemed to be declining for some reason, but the doctors couldn't figure out what was causing this. They determined that she had a rare immune disorder which required her to have an IV. But Jennifer was just a tiny kid. But because she was so small, and her veins were so tiny, she had to have the IV pump implanted permanently into her chest. That didn't seem to help Jennifer. Her health kept declining. Kathy said that she was now having seizures, severe abdominal pain, and couldn't keep her food down. At 3 years old, she was put on an anti-seizure drug called Tegretol, which apparently in high doses itself can cause seizures, which is really dumb. By the time she was 5 years old, she had to have a feeding tube implanted into her stomach. And then it sat.
I just want to say feeding tubes are amazing, but God, they're in a lot of these cases too, like a lot of these Munchausen cases you watch.
She was diagnosed with a rare infection, a polymicrobial sepsis. Meanwhile, Kathy quit her job, but of course not to stay home with her sick daughter. She was quitting her job to lose her medical insurance. At the same time, they were racking up hundreds and thousands of dollars in medical bills. Instead, Kathy took a job as office manager at Jennifer's pediatrician's office. This is where she had complete access to Jennifer's doctors and all of her medical files. To get help.
Yeah, this mom, she went and worked at her daughter's pediatrician office. Like, she went and worked there.
For paying these medical bills, she reached out to various charities near their Florida home. The charities and individual people gave generously to Jennifer. She was a beautiful little girl, and before long, she was kind of a local celebrity in the town. They had put her on TV, newspapers, she was in parades. Kathy became a devoted activist for healthcare reform. She and Jennifer even went to Washington, D.C. to meet with the First Lady at the time. Kathy would always say that she had to choose between the treatments and groceries, which helped her get donations so she could rely on the generousness of others. But at the same time, she was saying that she had to choose between treatments and groceries. The family was taking resort vacations and buying a new motorcycle and even a new sports car. In 1991, though, the staff at Coral Springs Medical Center, which is the hospital that Jennifer was always at, began seeing the red flags. They started seeing punctured or IV lines that had been tampered with. There was also some confusing and false statements about Jennifer's symptoms and diagnoses. Kathy would always try and push more tests and more procedures, so the nursing staff took their concerns to the doctor.
Oh, hi, Tom. It's nice of you to come in to chat. Okay.
With this information and the reviewing of Jennifer's medical records, the doctor concluded that Kathy Bush may have Munchausen syndrome by proxy. He believed that this was the motivation behind what he thought were acts of medical abuse committed by Kathy on Jennifer. This is something that has to be reported right away, so he informed Child Protective Services of what he thought was going on. In 1995, there was an anonymous call placed by a nurse at another hospital where Jennifer was a frequent patient at. This nurse contacted the child abuse hotline as she felt that this was necessary. She told them that she had observed some troubling things during Jennifer's tons of stays there. She had seen her mother tampering with IV lines. Later, those IV lines would malfunction. Jennifer would also have higher levels of drugs in her system that either weren't supposed to be there or didn't work with her prescribed dosages. There were even times when her urine samples seemed to have been swapped out with somebody else's. The anonymous nurse reported that she had come to...
That's so scary because, like, this mom got access to everything. So she was, like, working there and getting close with the doctors and all of that. It could change the medical records. But the similarities for this was like how just the ages. Then I've heard that the other lady had a lot of medical knowledge in her background, getting into like medical groups and all of that.
to recognize a pattern with Jennifer.
It's so hard to.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
She was-
Go ahead.
It's just hard to diagnose this shit and pick it out. It's so hard to tell the difference. And especially if she's working with the doctors and the nurses, like you see how everything works behind the scenes, everything you need to say all the right things it's so scary.
Right. It is so scary. It's because like they can't just go in thinking that every single mom has Munchausen. So it has to be a pattern. And by the time it's a pattern, who knows the damage that's been done,
I can't believe she had a job there. Like, how much premeditation and thinking does that take? Like, that's overwhelming.
Yeah. Yes. Somewhere in this, well, I don't know if it's in this or the American Justice episode, but she got like laws changed. Like she met which president was it? Maybe the Clintons. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it, but I'll share it with you guys. It's out here on YouTube. There's a lot more information, obviously, in that than like a 10-minute segment. But this mom like went way above and beyond. But they were never allowed around her again until she turned 18.
She got laws changed?
Yeah, it's like pushed for like with like insurance and stuff. I can't remember exactly,
Have
but
those laws been reversed or
no, because it was actually beneficial for like people with insurance and stuff. But if the daughter would have been really sick, well, either way, it would be beneficial. You know what I mean? But
I see. Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense. For like people that are actually sick, right.
yes, it would be beneficial, just not for her because she was doing this.
She seemed to be recovering wonderfully, but then she would suffer a seizure, and nobody knew why. It always happened when the nurses weren't in the room. She'd go from being fine to pale, lethargic, and vomiting everywhere. The nurse also said that Kathy kind of treated her daughter as no more than a prop. When media would come around, she would make sure that she was looking sickly, either being in bed or surrounded by tubes to give off the more sick appearance. The nurse also said, which is really disturbing, was that Kathy appeared to be almost euphoric when she would get the attention. This tip was sent over to the Florida State prosecutors. They were building a case against Kathy for medical abuse of her child.
Okay,
The
I'll share that with you
medical
guys.
abuse of her child.
Yes. Oh wait, you know what? Hold
Wow.
on. I want to see what she ended up getting charged with. That was really, and then I don't want to steal their whole thing because it's only 10 minutes. But let me go to the end of it real quick.
I don't know what it is about that Munchausen thing. It just clearly all murdering, especially with it that involves children, is awful. But the slow, torturous nature of the Munchausen thing is
Yeah, for sure.
awful.
Like
It's
it was
evil.
like
Evil.
yeah, the
It's
person
all
that you're
evil.
supposed to trust the most too, like your mother or father. All right,
Ma-
here I want to see what she was charged with, and then I'll share this. You guys can go finish
Okay,
it.
not only murdering them or killing them, but slowly doing it where they're so sick all that time before. It's Awful.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
bad.
it's so bad. That's the saddest one when a caretaker, like your mother, that you're supposed to. I don't know. There's something about moms that kill their children that is just,
Yes.
especially this way though. It's like torturous, and they could die, and they could have lifelong, issues. All right, let me see what she was charged with, and then I'll here.
Just
Because
recover.
this child
Only to
didn't
get
die,
worse after
right?
her mother visited.
No.
The
Mm-mm.
doctor who was caring for her at the time of the trial also said she had gotten was from a viral infection, which she recovered from. After 7 hours, the jury returned with a verdict of guilty for Kathy. She was sentenced to 5 years in prison, followed by another 5 of probation. At the sentencing hearing, a CPS caseworker read a letter from Jennifer. In it, Jennifer explained that she was deeply hurt by what was happening and what her mother had done to her. Jennifer also said that she was experiencing a lot of grief. The state of Florida was pursuing a case to take Jennifer away from Kathy. Kathy decided that she was going to voluntarily give away her rights to Jennifer to not put her family through any more turmoil. Kathy was granted parole in 2005 after serving 3 years only. But that's
Wait.
not where this ends.
Hold on. Maybe let me see if maybe it's back here. Hold on. I wanted to just see what she was charged with. That's literally it, because I can't remember, but I wonder if it's similar.
And part of her intestines, as well as almost 2 moved, and amazingly, she was cured and all of her illnesses faded away. Kathy Bush's trial started in 1999. Before the trial started, the judge, for whatever reason, said that he was not going to accept any testimonies or evidence having to do with Munchausen syndrome by proxy. The reason for this is because the diagnosis...
I'll have to look it up, see what she was charged with. I will do that.
Aggravated child abuse.
Okay. Thank you, whoever said that. I can't see chat. Hold on, though. I'm going to give you guys the...
I looked it up.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's it's not like an I mean, people know about it. Here's this. Here's a longer episode if you guys want to watch it. Hey, Julie, I would not let her near my kids if this woman has any. Yeah, well, Julie, there's rumors that she has her. Kathy, I mean, her kids are grown now, but the girl that we started out talking about, she has her kid back, and that's scary, and she's still using her, and lying about her medical and all that. That is, I can't believe she got her back because it's 2015, she was 3, so she's around my kids. She's a little bit younger than the oldest kids. It's just so scary.
I had
Yes,
to
the
come back.
father. Yep. Yes.
There's people in the chat that just reminded me that she also says that she has an autistic son who beats her up. I forgot all
Oh my
about that.
God.
At first I'm like,
Wow.
really? And then it just kind of dawned on me that yes, she does. But and then
Wow.
somebody in the chat just said, did her daughter really have a tumor in July? And then that just reminded me, see how to remember I'm old. I just turned 45 the other day, and
It's okay. Happy birthday.
thank you. But my
My birthday's in a couple days. I get it.
oh, happy birthday. Yeah. My memory is not what it used to be. So somebody said in the chat about, did her daughter really have a tumor in July? And then that clicked and reminded me, see, in June, I had talked to her on the phone. I had told her that my son had a very small tumor on his pituitary gland, and that's what was causing his weight gain. And it was and see, this didn't even dawn on me. It was the very next month in July is when she told all of us that her daughter had a tumor on her ovaries that had teeth. It was called a
Wow.
it was called a she sent us pictures and everything. And I remember showing my son's dad because he had some he used to teach nursing students. And I remember him saying, that is the ovary of a grown woman. And I said, no, this came out of her daughter. And he said, no, that did not come out of her daughter. She told us it was like the size of what did she tell us, you guys in chat? Watermelon or basketball. And it was one of those tumors that has teeth. And I asked her, I said, by any chance was your daughter a twin? Because I've heard of those. If you had twins in utero. And I can't remember what her answer was.
That's insane. So I also wanted to show this because I did do my own research. I just like to do that to be safe because I'm going to cover my own butt. But this is her page, Joe Clausen, and this see it has the darkness exposed
She
banner.
changed it
Yeah.
oh, that's her Facebook page. Okay.
Yeah, that's her Facebook page. So I just wanted to show everybody it really is her, and she's promoting her own YouTube stuff. Like, if you look, see, she's promoting the heck out of it over here, promoting her own stuff. So this is like all, and this is all public information. I normally wouldn't even show this, but I feel like this is one of those times you need to show this kind of stuff. So yeah, this is definitely her. I didn't want anybody, thinking I was being irresponsible. I'm very much against personal information being shown unless it's something like this. Like this is huge, right? Like
Yeah.
she doesn't need to be advocating for kids. So I just wanted to show you guys.
And
Thank
then
you, Rachel.
on YouTube, her name is Darkness Exposed. It used to be missing Moms for the Missing.
Moms for the Missing. Yeah, I'll show them that too.
She got found out. People found out who she was, so she took all her pages down. She restructured and came back as Darkness Exposed.
Wow.
So she'll do it. Yeah. Anyhow, I just thought about that tumor thing. I probably gave
thank you
her
because I didn't know. Yeah, thank you for clearing that up because that's a question that I couldn't answer. Like I'm pretty new to all this stuff. So,
and I forgot about her son supposedly having autism because people in the chat are talking about she had said her son had her son had autism and had beat her up, and her mom stole her credit cards, and people in the chat were going to send her money for food. And I think some people did send her money, but I think a couple people did not send her money. I don't even remember if I ever sent her money. I'll have to look back.
You know what? That's really weird because my sister had that. Typically, what that's called, what you're describing that she said that her daughter had, is just absolutely ridiculous because that's typically something that's found in an older person, like an older woman, like 30s, 40s, and older.
Yeah.
And what it's called is I had to learn what this was when it was found in my sister's autopsy because I was like, what what is this? It's called a lithopadian or stone baby. And it's very, very rare, and they'll grow hair, nails. I mean, it's a
it's a real thing.
They have teeth and the whole bit. It's really, really.
So did you know that so your sister could have been a twin? And what it is, this is kind of gross, you guys, but what it is when you have twins inside of you, somehow, I think, I might be lying, but I think one twin eats the other one, and that's how it ends up in there.
Well, but not eats, but absorbs.
Absorbs. Yes. Okay, thank you. I knew I was lying. Yeah, okay, absorbs. So that's how it ends up having like teeth and hair and everything. But yeah, you're right. It's in grown women, and she sent us all pictures of it and everything, and saying that her daughter was 12 or 10. Yeah,
wow.
That was just a couple months ago.
Wow.
This is her old page. It was called Moms for the Missing. And also somebody in chat said that's the one thing that she was truthful about is that she did have that YouTube took her Darkness Exposed channel and then they gave it back. That's like the one thing she's been truthful about out of everything. So but yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up soon. I feel like there's a lot of information in here.
I think I sent you this, but what is this? She was trying to get money for Cody Bigsby. At the moment, we want to get food and drinks to those with boots on the ground for the search for Cody Bigsby.
Yeah, but you sent me this.
She's in Georgia, and that would be in Virginia.
Yeah, yes. No, yes, you're right. That you sent me this, but yeah, this was, I don't know when it was. I'm not sure when this screenshot was taken because you sent it to me, but it's from her old page. So
Yeah, I sent it to you and I didn't even read it.
well, I guess we figured something else out. That's nice.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Little Miss,
Okay.
shut the fuck up. You are hilarious. I'm reading comments.
I know, I love
Keith, my
her.
my services. Thanks.
Who?
Little Miss, shut
Who?
Saved
the
my
F up.
night.
It's Little Miss,
Oh,
shut the F up. Well, STFU.
that's okay. I'm down there trying to guess names because apparently everybody from that little group with Joe Clausen, well, except for two, they've all changed their names up. And I'm like, well, give me a hint. Who are you? And who are you? And Checking Convictions is down there just laughing at me. And then Arctic Fox is like, I'm not changing my name for nobody. I'm not scared of no damn Joe.
I'm not changing my name for shit. Well, I tagged her in this, so she's going to get the notification. And I'm sure that she'll stumble across it. People her page will stumble across this. At least that
Ooh,
is awareness. Because I
her,
tagged her and hashtagged her, so she's in
her
there.
butt cheeks are gonna squeeze 50 different ways when she sees
Yeah.
that tag.
I'm sure they will. So I'm gonna,
Oh,
it's gonna be public. I don't put my lives on private or anything. And I think that any other creators over here or live streamers, whatever, should make people aware, because at least if people still want to support her, go to her channel. They know, they have the knowledge, right? That's all you can do.
right. Yeah.
So
I blocked her.
um
When I found out, I blocked her because I don't want anything to do with anybody who would do that to their own child, especially when I've watched everything my child's been through.
absolutely, yeah. I cannot understand it. So I'm sure she is watching. Watch her.
It's got to be a chemical imbalance. It's got to be
Well,
because
yeah.
we're born to love our babies and fight and protect them. You know,
Yeah.
to
Yes.
the end of do walk across fire for them. So it's got to be
Mhm.
mental. So why would they
Uh,
give the kids back to her?
I don't know. I
I don't
mean,
know.
I
I
think
dropped on the
Munchausen by
head, maybe.
proxy. I think Munchausen by proxy is considered like a form of mental illness, and it's not curable, obviously. So, I'm like, I hate that they gave the kid back, because there's a good chance it's, you know.
Yeah,
So,
it worries
um,
me for the kids.
yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
Slow by Coffee, you're in Georgia. Why don't you go spy on her?
Boots on the
Like,
ground. What does that mean?
Make sure
what?
those kids are okay.
Go be a
I'm
spy.
sorry. Say that again. What? I'm not spying on nobody. What are you talking about?
I tried.
She
I
said you
am
should.
busy enough, girl. Trying to
Wild. She had
keep
to
that
go.
Laura off my butt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Laura.
She won't even say my name now, so it's pretty great. She just hints, but yeah, there's no
Mm.
cure for it. For Munchausen, and it's scary that the kids are back. And I don't know, but I got to get to bed. Thank you guys all for being here and being
Yes.
up
We,
here, and I will keep this up. So
thank
thank you
you
guys.
so much for all this information. It was great. I just want to say you can lead people to knowledge, but you can't make them think.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you
Thank you
can't.
so much.
So
Have
thank
a good night,
you.
everybody.
All right, bye,
Yeah,
guys.
but guys, hey, Jiv, yeah, rewatch this, because I don't know, you were in my lives about Quentin, so I'll give you like a quick little rundown the best I can. What happened was the lady that shared the text messages and then later went on Laura's panel, the Darkness Exposed. Well, it turns out that um she made a fake GoFundMe for her kid. Or well, she made a real GoFundMe, but faked that her kid had cancer, even went as far as shaving their head. She's been to prison. Her husband was involved. It's really dark though. So yeah, but it's up. You can watch it if you want to. I'm not going to put it on private or members or anything. It'll be on public. So the information's here. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Have a great night, guys. Bye.